Hello. Welcome to the section 2 of this course on Mulesoft ESB. Today we'll be taking a step further and actually be trying to set up our environment. We'll be trying to first of all we'll discuss the tools we are going to be using during the course, and we'll see how to get access to them. So basically, what are we going to be downloading in this course? We'll be downloading and we'll do download installation and setting up environmental variables. Then also, like I promised on the first session, that we are going to get our hands, we would actually get hands-on experience right from from the very first day. So at the end of this exercise, we'll be able to do a little hello world project. So we'll actually get up into what I to download in this particular course. We'll be downloading the Maven. Apache Maven is provided by Apache. They'll also be doing Java JDK, which means Java Development Kit. Then we'll actually be installing the main the Anypoint platform, which is provided by Mulesoft. This is where we are going to do our Mule development. Then afterwards, download Postman. This is actually simple installations. I'll show you how to get each of these downloads. They are all available for free for developers version. You can actually see how to go about them. So the first tool we'll download is the Maven. So how you can just lay hands on it is just search for. You can just search for Maven download, and you come to this page. So you just download the zip file, the binary zip file. So basically, when you do this, you don't actually need to do any installation. You just need to copy the download file um, to a folder. You copy the download file, extract it to a particular folder. So this is mine. I downloaded this Apache Maven 3.63 and I copied it into this folder, Maven. So this is my Maven folder. So I just copied it and renamed it. So because most times when you're working with this, it's always advisable to copy things to your root folder, because there's a character limit on of about 256 characters. So most times you won't be able to navigate using some of these tools. And also, this problem is something we encounter when we download the Anypoint platform. The Anypoint platform. So to download this, also you just come to you search for Mulesoft download. The first one should take you to the Mulesoft Studio. When you click on it, you click on the free trial, fill this form, and download. You just download your Anypoint Studio easily. So I've already downloaded mine, and when I downloaded mine, there was you don't for this as well. You don't need any installation. So you just have to move it to this folder. I moved it to my root folder, C folder, because it's always advisable to keep it close to your root directory to avoid because when you're navigating to and it gets up to 256 characters, it throws an error from experience. So because this is the aim of this course is also to leverage the experience I've gotten over the past few projects, and also like to make your work easy for you to be able to easy on into your first project, and also answer questions that might come up during your interview. One other thing I think if you're familiar with JDK, the Java Development Kit. For this tutorial, I am downloading because my system is a Windows 64. I'm downloading a 64-bit exe. So I'll just do that right here. So we just see everything together. How we do it. So I just click on this. So basically, it's a series of yes, next, next. There's no complicated setup during this process. So I will just click on this will be installed. I want to install everything, yes. So this will take some time, and so basically this is simple. It's a simple installation. It helps us gets the Java environment running, and later and afterwards we'll now see how to actually configure our environmental variables. So I think we are almost done with the installation. We'll just look up for the folder where this is installed and actually set up our environmental variable. So I made these notes that actually, so I'll just show you something. So basically this is on the installation part. I got this. This is this sorry the text, this is just in a different language. It's just telling us that this is where should we install the GRE. The GRE is the runtime edition, so it's different from the JDK. But we're just going with next. So like it's a process of, you just use the default. You use the default installation for everything. You don't need to change anything during the installation. So basically, I made this note and I'm going to make it accessible at the end of the course. So basically, this is to check whether Java is set up on your system. Java dash version mvn dash version also checks whether Maven is configured on your system. To configure this on your system, all it just takes is just setting the right environmental variables. So we are going to after this finish installing, okay, our JDK was successfully installed. We can close this. The next thing I want to do is to go and set up our environmental variables. So I'm going to start with Maven. So look at my Maven folder. My Maven, I kept it on this folder. Maven. So you must come to the folder that contains, like you can see the bin and the root. So that's the idea. In the folder, this is going to be your Maven home. So to go to environmental variables, in some systems you can go to just type environmental variables. It will come up. Um, and when you come to this environmental variable, just click on this. This is always like the last button down. Click on this, and you can add new environmental variables. So basically, what is the first one I want to add? I want to add Marvin Homes. So I'm going to click on this is new. This is new. Nouvelle means new. It's because I'm actually working on a French system. I'm sorry for the language difference, but it's just a couple of stuffs that would actually get by. So I'll click on new. So the first one, what I want to do is the first variable I want to set is Marvin Home. Then the folder part is this. I just copy this, and that is okay. I also do one for Java Home. And the Java, where the Java is installed, to find my Java, I would come here, programs, Java. So my JDK. So I mean, when your root directory, which is C or D, your program files, Java, then JDK, then where you can always see bin or lib, you copy this and you paste it, and that's it. So the next one you need to actually do is the path variables. This is important. All you just need to do with the path variables is just look for the bin directory, because in the bin directories, that's where we can see the executable files. You can see the Java files. You can see the Java compile, the JVAC file, JVA, JAVAC file, which is the Java compile edition tool. So I'm just going to copy this, and also click on. There's always when you have any system, there's always like a path variable already defined. So I'm just going to click on this and click on new and just paste it. So I'm going to do the same thing for do new again, but this time around I'm going to do um, for the Marvin as well. So go to where I installed the Maven. Yeah, I copied the Maven because there was no installation for the Maven. I opened the bin folder, I copy it, and I put it here. That's all. So basically, it's as simple as that. So within less than a few minutes, we have a tool running already. So, but I just like to do it because I do this across system. When you see this system variable and this is user variable for just a particular user, so I just like to do it across board. When you do this on just system variables, it's sufficient. But I just want to take it a step extra. Just do it again for just copy the same thing you did in the previously for Maven and for Java. So it's just consistent. There's no change. I'm not making any change. It's just for it to quickly recognize it. So I click OK. So I can actually test if my installation worked well. All I just need to do is to it takes a minute or two. I can now open my command prompt. I can open my command prompts to verify if the installation went well. So I can just do Java dash version. So we can see that Java version 1.8 is on the system. So this shows that Java installation went well. So I do the same thing for the Maven software, and I click on next. We also see that our installation went perfectly well. We don't have any problems. So the next thing is to launch our software. Like we discussed, we are really getting close. We have been able to download Maven, JDK mule points. We have downloaded this, but we are yet to launch it. Then the last thing we need to do is just install Postman, because Postman is the tool we'll be using, because we are working with different APIs here. So Postman is the tool. There are many tools out there, but I think Postman is one of the tools I've seen many developers use, and I think you should try this tool. It's free. It's free. You can check it out. So I've downloaded this. I'm just going to install this now. We do this together because that's the idea. The idea of this course, we walk through all the steps together. For this, would install FileZilla, PuTTY, ActiveMQ, SQL Workbench in other videos, in other sections of the class. So FileZilla is just to help us is to make us have an FTP connection to our FTP to our server, because like I said in this course, we'll be using real servers. So we are setting up along in the course. We'll be setting up an FTP server, a real FTP server hosted on Amazon Light Sale. I'll show you how to get an account, how to actually set up one quickly. So basically, I just clicked on install, and it just came up here. So basically, I'm not going to be signing up because um, for now we don't need to sign up. Signing in is actually effective when you're collaborating with other developers, and yeah, on different projects. Yeah, we sign in, and it helps us. Like, you can share your work easily. Um, you can actually put all your tests into a particular folders and like export them and share it across your team members. So signing in and creating an account is needful. So, but for this purpose, we are not. We are just doing a little training on a particular system. So we are not doing that. So like I said, just going back, FileZilla will help us connect to an FTP server. We are using a real FTP server during this course. This is one of the benefits of the course. Then also we'll be using PuTTY. PuTTY, it helps us like to convert, because when we are trying to set up an FTP server using Amazon. Amazon gives us a PEM key, which is like a public key. We need to convert it to a private key, which is a PPK. So we'll be using the PuTTY key generator to generate a private key. Afterwards, we'll be using PuTTY to remote desktop to connect remotely into our Linux server. We'll be using Linux for this training, because I think it will provide real value. To provide most server studios are on Linux. So we connecting. Then also we also be install later in the course we'll install ActiveMQ, which is our messaging services, which is a GSM, a Java messaging a JMS, which is a Java messaging service. So ActiveMQ is one of the, it's free. You can also try out your hands on Mosquito, but I think Active um, Mulesoft has a more um, has more supports for ActiveMQ than other messaging services. That's why I just decided to go with ActiveMQ during this course. Then also with that, then we'll be connected. We'll also install an SQL workbench. So like I said, everything. The idea of this course is to make everything real. We'll be connecting to a real SQL server. Like during the course also, I'll show you how to set up a remote desktop, a remote server. We'll be using what we call an Amazon RDS, a relational database. We'll set up an SQL server with Amazon. I'll show you how to get a free tier, which is free for about like a 12 months period. This is at the point of doing this training. So I don't know if the terms might change along the way, but as of this point, you can get about a 12 months um, free period, and you're actually limited to what you can do on the database, but that's sufficient. It's sufficient for your for the training. So we'll be creating an actual SQL database on Amazon, and later we'll be using this workbench to connect with it, so we'll be able to visualize our data in real time. And the good thing is that at each point in time we'll export the data so that this data is actually accessible to you for to use during your training purpose. So now let's actually go into the Endpoint Studio platform and actually um, do our first Hello World. So like I said, I just copied in for the MuleSoft, the Anypoint Studio. You don't need to do any installation. You just come here and you just open the folder and you click on. So like I said, you always need to copy it to like your base directory. It's advisable because when you have more than 256 characters in the address length in the address bar, it throws an error from experience. So I just click on Anypoint Studio. From time to time, this actually takes a while setting up because it tries to load a drive. So it's going to take a few minutes to set up. Just it's actually loading. Yeah, it's actually loading.